Hi, you're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Thanks for joining us.
Like us on Facebook.
Keep listening to our weekly episodes to find out more.
Hello, and welcome to Book Chat. I'm your host, author Vivian E. Moore. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. I hope you're having a great Saturday. I hope you had the chance to get out and enjoy this great weather that we're having today. It's a little bit nippy where we are, but that's okay. It was still a beautiful day. The sun was shining, so it was time to get out and just do something other than sit inside the house. So today, of course, we have another guest speaker today, and his name is John Gallagher. So before I introduce John to you, I want to give you just a little bit of his background, and then we'll get deeper into the interview. John is, you're not a Chicago native, are you?
Half of my life I was, yeah.
Okay, because I'm looking at your bio, and it says that you lived in Chicago, and you attended Northwestern College, and you earned an Associate of Science for Business Administration in 1982. And these accomplishments were followed by other studies at DeVry, and also you have a Bachelor of Computer Science for Business Systems. Along with that, you are also a writer. And so that's the thing that we really want to delve into, what you write about and what you're currently writing about. So now I'm going to hand it over to you to let you introduce yourself a little bit further. And then we'll talk about this book, The Domain. That's what I really want to talk about today. So the floor is yours, John. Have at it.
Okay. I started out with a nonprofit called Quarter Limited, and we were able to get grant funding from the state of Wisconsin to produce 4 books over a period of 1995 to 1998. These books were Stress Care Workbook, Americans with Disabilities Act, Gaining Access to Financial Benefits for the Disabled, and Managed Care for You. And we had anywhere between 900 to 600 copies printed. In that time period, we were able to sell about half of them. And then the state said, well, we think you should give the rest of them away. We make so much money, we're supposed to be a nonprofit, not really make a lot of money. So I kind of agreed with that because I thought that the books, the information was going to become dated, and probably people who couldn't afford them could not get them for free.
Okay.
And then beyond that, I've been writing on my own. I have books available at Amazon.com, and one is called Thanks to My Doctor, which is a nonfiction book about my advocacy work, what events shaped me into wanting to do advocacy work, as well as what I did in the various nonprofits that I worked for, different ones and everything. So the books are available now. They're called Discipline My Secrets, Calavanti and Versarola, The Perkowitz, Thanks to My Doctor, The Art of Learning, My Collection, and The Cider. My Collection is a group of the above, and The Domain, basically I decided to group a lot of my novellas into a novel.
Okay.
I had made some changes to various characters' names and things, so it would read as one continuous story. And it's basically like science fiction fantasy about it begins in adolescence, so the main character, and continues through adulthood, the various challenges he has with mental health. And then the government recognizes him that he'd be a good person to get to work for the government because mental health services were failing in the society, so they wanted to get everything together, get to analyze who's doing what, and put it together a document, and that's what he did. That was his job. And then eventually he retires, and that was about that.
Okay.
It's a rather long book. It's about 214 pages, I guess, or so.
Yeah, that's a good read.
Yeah, so.
That's an excellent read. I like the main character, Edward Calloway.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So is this character, because we're talking about, you write about Americans, you've written about American with Disabilities Act. And so, and it's mostly geared toward mental health issues. Okay. So,
Right.
so this character, Edward Calloway, I know how sometimes as writers, our characters take on parts of our personality.
Yeah.
So is this character in any way a reflection of you?
Yes, mostly, yeah.
Okay.
There are some things that I invented and just created the story, and then there are some things that actual factual, and I may have twisted the story, the definitions of it, so it could fit into the story. But yeah, basically, Ed Calloway is me.
Well, okay, because I was going to ask you how much truth is based on this story. So you just pretty much answered that question for me. Okay, so, well, based on your background working in the mental health field, can you tell us how extensively this disease has influenced your work?
Well, it's given me a lot of drive because I have bipolar disorder,
Mm-hmm.
and in my case, I don't have much depression. I have more mania.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm able to have more drive to sit down and really work many hours on a project, and that's how I wrote a lot of books. I would just when my co-writer gave me the material on one or two books,
Mm-hmm.
I basically would just order delivery of food, stock up my pantry, and I would just sit at my computer in my apartment. I would be there from like 10 a.m. in the morning to like 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes, just writing and writing and writing. And there was a lot of formatting that had to be done, so everything lined up the way everything else looked in the rest of the books. These books were anywhere between 60 to maybe 110 pages or so.
Okay. Okay.
And so there were like normal size sheets of papers, like 88 times 11. And so basically, I would spend, I don't know, like 2-3 months in my apartment just working on the books. Some things I had to retype in, or I had to explain things that were too hard to understand, put in more easier to understand language. So there's a lot of work that I did, just sitting at my computer and typing things in and printing things out, and then shipped it off to the publisher. We were able to get a very good discount for being a nonprofit from another agency in Florida. Actually, so we sent it to them. They did a beautiful job. So they didn't charge us much. So we got quite a few more copies than we probably would have gotten, like we took it to Kinko's or something like that.
Okay. So, how much research was involved with this project?
Well, my co-worker, she did most of the work as far as researching. She would be able to stay up all night just looking on the internet, looking for resources and things. She also was on the Governor's Commission for Mental Health.
Okay.
So she had access to friends or documents that weren't available to most people, and we could then use those to explain to people what they may want to find out about in the various books.
Okay, so how will writing these types of books strengthen others who face similar issues with strengthening their mental health?
Well, so the things I know from my doctor, that's basically the story of what I went through. It's meant to kind of tell people that, maybe if these things are happening to you, you might eventually, I think getting involved early, see, okay, like I explained to the domain, I got into mental health services early. And that's a really good point. If you get into mental health services early, when you first start having symptoms, or people start noticing, or school officials start noticing that you may be in need of mental health services, you should get mental health services early. I started when I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
And I took medication, but then as reading the book, the doctor decided to take me off medication. I wasn't talking, and I would just say, well, I don't have any problems.
Mm-hmm,
And I just didn't feel like talking. So the doctor just took me off and said, you don't even take medication, you don't have any problems. And then 6 months later, I had a major episode.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I can't hear that on the street. You hear people say, yeah, after about 6 months, that's when you can really start having problems if you're not on the meds. So I went back on meds, got a new doctor, different hospital, and got on different medications. And then eventually, I wound up in Madison, Wisconsin. I got hooked up with this doctor. Actually, I was looking in Bearville. She transferred to Mass, and I did this while I moved here as well. And she decided, well, I think we need to change your diagnosis. I think it's incorrect. And because you have the incorrect diagnosis, you're on the incorrect medication.
Mm-hmm.
So she worked with me over many years. I kind of had a drinking problem. I binge drink. I go out and have, I don't even know how many, like 10 to 15 mixed drinks in one night.
Wow.
Well, I wouldn't do that too often. It could be 3 months apart when I do that. So that created problems with medication. But then I wanted to quit smoking because I found out I become allergic to tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
And because I had to quit smoking, I had to give up drinking.
Right.
So actually, I wanted to very firmly quit smoking. So I used the patch, which helped. And I decided I wasn't going to go anywhere. So I spent a lot of time at home and didn't go out seeing people smoking or anything. And then I didn't go to bars for 3 years.
Wow.
I was able to quit. So the doctor said, if you can quit smoking for 2 years, you can consider a non-smoker.
Well, I think it's great how you refocused all of those negatives into something positive through writing, and so it, you in those habits, those compulsive habits, I'm having a hard time saying that word, habits. You redirected it to do something that was positive. So I just want to ask you this question, because like you said, you most of your information has come from the doctors that have treated you, and also from the therapy that you received, from doctors, and also through writing that's helping you to get better. So from an educational standpoint, what would you like to teach those of us who lack knowledge and insight on this particular subject? What advice can you give to us about mental health issues? And I just want to broaden this a little bit. The news is filled with suicidal deaths, and we've seen quite a few actors who have taken their lives. I mean, they seemed so very happy on the outside, but on the inside they were hurting, and no one noticed what was going on. And and now we're seeing it more and more in adolescents, in children, in preteens and teenagers who are following this same method of taking their own lives because maybe they have issues that have not been recognized or just undiagnosed, or just ignored, in some respects. So, from your own personal experience on this matter, of how to obtain mental stability, how can it change the way others view those with mental disabilities?
Because well, it's very important. I thought was finding my peers, finding people who had similar problems to mine.
Mm-hmm.
People that was part of what the doctor suggested. I go to the bipolar support group meeting, and that's when I started meeting a lot of people that were my peers.
Mm-hmm.
She also recommended Al-Anon, going to the AA meetings, and that's when I also got to know people too. That's the people I was able to connect with, and I could be friends with, and realize that, hey, this person's got the same problems I have, or something similar, but and how do they deal with them? We sit in a circle, and we go from person to person saying, talking about what problems they were having and how were they dealing with them.
Mm-hmm.
And like those are my peers, but some people could have an issue that if you see them and we'll be saying hi to them because this is like a confidential meeting and we don't, but some people are okay with it. They're just, give you your phone number. They have like a phone list that you can call people and
like a support system for you.
Right, a support system.
So
and,
okay. Go ahead.
That was great when I started meeting people that I could connect with and that were in the same boat that I was.
Okay. All right. Well, so what are some of the markers that will help us to recognize, when our loved ones or friends might be displaying some of the common symptoms that we're not aware of? What are some of the things we should look for to signify that maybe they're in trouble and we need to get them help? What should we look for?
Well, I think drinking is one of the biggest things. If they're drinking a lot, and say they're not that old, if say they're like in the teenage years or whatever, but that also eating disorders could be a problem. If they don't want to eat, or if they oversleep and don't go to school and they're avoiding people and they don't want to talk to people, that's like they're shutting down.
Okay.
And that's one of the things I was shutting down and getting to the doctor and listening to what the doctors tell you.
Right.
And following what they say, and sometimes it's not finding a good doctor too. That's I had a doctor just for general health, and he was very aggressive with me, saying, but he was correct, but I didn't like it the way he went about it. He was very aggressive, saying, you smoke those cigarettes. Do you want to carry around an oxygen tank with you? Because that's what's going to happen.
Wow.
But so I got a doctor. Some doctors, but he did make a very valid point. Some doctors can be a lot really aggressive, and but they want you to follow their orders, or they may not see you.
Right.
They may say, "Well, I'm going to have to discontinue seeing you because you're not following the directions. You're not see if they're taking the medication or not as well."
Okay.
And how do they change? And doctors also figure out too they may need a different medication that might work better.
Okay.
Or they may need a medication from the other one.
But this is after. I'm sorry. But this is after you've been diagnosed, correct? But I was saying. But you did say some of the common symptoms were alcohol abuse and having other habits and things like that. So those are all very important things that we should look for. And mental illness, wellness is how I like to approach the subject, because that's the goal, is to get better, is to get well, and it's very serious. It's a very serious condition, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to talk to you about it today, that you were open enough to discuss it, because a lot of people don't want to talk about things of that nature because it's private to them and they don't want to share it. But I do appreciate you coming on the show and talking about your book. But before I let you go, I need to know and let the listeners know, where do we find your book, the domain?
The website address is John P. Gallagher. That's GALLAGHER.org, and that shows all my different books. There's various different pages. They're also available as ebooks or Kindles, and audiobooks as well, some of them. But yeah, I guess the most important thing where things start changing around is I told my mother I needed help, and she listened to me. She said, "You're in the hospital." So I was in the hospital with my sister, and that's where I started getting into getting services from the doctors and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but finding somebody you can tell, getting them to listen to you to help you, and then continuing from there, finding more people too.
Okay, all right. Well, John, again, thank you so very much for being a guest on the show today and talking about your books, talking about your personal health issues and things of that nature. And I think that it will help a lot of people who may be dealing, with this issue. It may, give them, the inspiration to seek help and to recognize, when they are having issues that they can't handle all on their own. So again, thank you for coming on the show today. I really enjoyed talking with you, and hopefully we'll get to talk about another one of your projects in the future. So God bless you, and until the next time I see you or hear from you again, I wish you all the success in the world with your projects.
Well, thank you.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to let you go, and you enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, folks. Well, you got to talk with John Gallagher, one of my my authors that I really wanted to have on the show to talk about mental illness. He is a writer and author. Published author, and he did say that the domain is doing quite well out there, along with some of the other books that he's written. And I just think that he is, just a hero to come on the show and talk about things that a lot of people don't want to talk about. To share things about himself that a lot of people just aren't willing to do. Not so much that they're ashamed of it, but they just don't feel comfortable talking about mental health issues. So, and it's something that truly needs to be addressed more and more, because we see every day, on the news where people are just taking their lives, because, we see them as being happy, but on the inside, they're anything but that. So I do thank John very much for coming on the show today. And I hope that you got something out of the show, listening to him talk about his book, talk about his work, talk about his issues and ways that he's trying to combat that issue. But before I let you go, I want to give you out these URLs so you can keep in contact with the show and tell others about it. So, of course, the first one is to my Spreaker account. And that one is https://www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian E. Moore. You can also follow me, like me, on Facebook. That is https://www.facebook.com/Vivian Moore Author. You can also follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is God's Property 46. You can also follow me on Instagram by invitation only. That is https://Instagram.com/God's Property 51. You can also check me out on my website, which is https://VivianMoore.wixsite. That's WIXSITE.com/author Vivian Moore. And also you can check out my blog. There won't be a blog today because we actually did a live interview, but you can check the one out from last week. And that is on https://VivianMoore.blogsite.com. And if you missed today's live show, you can listen to it, the recorded version, on iTunes and iHeartRadio. All right, folks. So tomorrow, this is Black History Month too, by the way. I forgot to mention that last weekend. It's Black History Month, and at my church, we celebrate every single day of Black History Month, and we really do it up on the weekends at church on Sundays. This Sunday, we're having Sweets for the Sweets for Valentine's Day. That is actually, I think it's next Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, we're doing it ahead of time so we can be, just on point before the holiday actually comes. But anyway, it's Sweets for the Sweets tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it because I love sweets, and I know you probably do as well. But take some family members with you, take some children, take some loved ones with you tomorrow to church, and please talk about the things that have inspired you to be who you are because of those that came before us and the shoulders that we still stand upon to be able to do this show that I do, on a weekly basis, and all the things that you're able to do in your life as well. So give thanks to those people. Give thanks to God first and foremost, and tell somebody that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only chance you get to say that. So I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you and goodbye.
If you enjoyed today's show, please head over to iTunes, give us a rating, and leave a review.
Thanks for joining us.
Download episodes of previous shows